Welcome to Creepy, the best horror storyteller on YouTube.
Part 1. The Foreboding Silence.
In the remote hills of Westdale, nestled within a thick forest, lay the forgotten town of Ravenwood. Once a thriving community, it now stood as a relic frozen in time, its old cobblestone streets and dilapidated houses shrouded in an eerie silence. The tale of Ravenwood's disappearance was whispered among neighboring townsfolk, a haunting mystery that chilled the spine of anyone who dared to speak of it. Legends told of strange occurrences plaguing Ravenwood for centuries, from inexplicable disappearances to eerie sightings of shadowy figures lurking among the trees. Enter Daniel Blackwood, an inquisitive journalist known for his relentless pursuit of the truth. He stumbled upon Ravenwood's enigmatic tale buried deep within obscure archives, and a curiosity that bordered on obsession consumed him. Determined to uncover the town's secrets, he embarked on a solitary journey, his battered pickup truck winding through the dense forest toward Ravenwood. As Daniel approached the town's outskirts, a sense of foreboding washed over him. The forest seemed to thicken, the shadows stretching ominously, swallowing the dying light of the day. The air grew heavy, pregnant with an inexplicable tension that set his nerves on edge. Parking at the town's edge, Daniel stepped out into the silence. The cobblestone streets lay empty, overgrown with moss and weeds, and the buildings loomed like silent sentinels, windows boarded up and doors creaking on rusty hinges. Not a single soul stirred in Ravenwood. Striding cautiously, Daniel felt a strange unease settling upon him, a feeling that he was being watched by unseen eyes. He entered the main square, where a decrepit fountain stood at its center, its once sparkling waters now stagnant and murky. As night descended, Daniel's unease intensified. The town exuded an otherworldly stillness, broken only by the distant hoot of an owl or the rustle of leaves in the wind. He pushed open the door of the abandoned inn, its interior shrouded in darkness. Flickering his flashlight on, he illuminated the dust-covered furniture and ancient portraits lining the walls, their eyes seeming to follow his every move. An eerie sensation crawled up his spine as he ascended the creaking staircase to the second floor. Each step echoed in the silence, amplifying the isolation that enveloped Ravenwood. He found a room and settled in for the night, though sleep eluded him. As the hours dragged on, Daniel's thoughts wrestled with the mysteries of Ravenwood. Why had the town fallen into such ruin? What secrets did its desolate streets hold? His mind wandered to the tales of the vanishing townsfolk, whispers of spectral figures that roamed the woods, and a chilling notion crept into his consciousness: was he truly alone in Ravenwood? Just as sleep beckoned, a distant sound shattered the silence, a low, haunting melody that seemed to emanate from the forest's depths. The melodic notes wove through the air, haunting and mournful, sending shivers down Daniel's spine. He rushed to the window, but the source of the sound remained elusive, swallowed by the impenetrable darkness. With a pounding heart, Daniel Blackwood realized he had merely scratched the surface of Ravenwood's sinister secrets. As the haunting melody continued to echo in the night, he braced himself for the horrors that awaited, for the inexplicable and bone-chilling events that would unravel in this forgotten town. The night in Ravenwood had only just begun.
Part 2. Unveiling Darkness.
Morning light filtered weakly through the grimy windows of the inn, casting a pallid glow over Daniel's sleepless face. The haunting melody that had echoed through the night lingered in his mind, a disconcerting reminder of the eerie enigma surrounding Ravenwood. Determined to unravel the town's mysteries, Daniel ventured into the desolate streets once again. The morning fog clung to the cobblestones, lending an ethereal quality to the abandoned buildings. As he explored further, the oppressive silence of Ravenwood intensified, as if the town itself held its breath, waiting in ominous anticipation. He stumbled upon a weathered notice board near the town hall, its surface tattered and peeling. Among faded announcements and decrepit posters, one message stood out, scrawled in trembling handwriting: "Beware the woods, lest they claim you." The cryptic warning sent a chill down Daniel's spine, confirming his suspicions that Ravenwood held secrets darker than he could fathom. Ignoring the warning would be folly, yet he felt an irresistible pull toward the looming forest, beckoning him to uncover the truth hidden within its shadowy depths. Steel determination etched on his face, Daniel ventured into the woodland, each step echoing with a sense of impending doom. The dense canopy overhead blocked out most of the sunlight, plunging the forest into a perpetual twilight. The air grew colder, thick with an eerie silence that stifled even the rustle of leaves underfoot. Strange whispers seemed to dance on the edge of his hearing, spectral voices that murmured indecipherable words, and phantom figures darted at the periphery of his vision, vanishing into the mist before he could discern their forms. The forest itself appeared alive, shifting and pulsating as if harboring a malevolent consciousness. Pushing deeper into the heart of the woods, Daniel stumbled upon an ancient, overgrown clearing. At its center stood a peculiar stone altar, covered in moss and etched with cryptic symbols. A sense of foreboding gripped him as he approached, the air thick with an otherworldly presence. Before he could discern the altar's purpose, a sudden movement in the shadows caught his eye. Turning swiftly, he glimpsed a fleeting figure, a spectral silhouette that vanished into the underbrush. Heart-pounding, Daniel pursued the elusive apparition, his footsteps muffled by the eerie silence that enveloped the forest. A ghostly mist slithered between the gnarled trees, obscuring his vision. Panic clawed at his chest as he realized he was lost in the labyrinthine woods, the trees seeming to shift and rearrange themselves, trapping him in an unfamiliar landscape. Desperation gripped Daniel as he struggled to find his bearings. Whispers swirled around him, eerie voices that seemed to mock his futile attempts to escape the forest's clutches. Every step led him deeper into an abyss of darkness and uncertainty. Just as hope began to wane, a faint glimmer pierced the dense foliage, a distant light cutting through the oppressive gloom. Following the feeble beacon, he stumbled upon the edge of the forest, gasping for breath as he emerged back into Ravenwood. But something was amiss. The town lay before him, but it was different. Buildings that stood dilapidated before were now intact, windows gleaming in the daylight. The cobblestone streets were bustling with life, townsfolk going about their daily routines as if nothing had changed. Confusion and dread gnawed at Daniel's mind. Had he succumbed to the forest's twisted machinations, or had he stumbled upon a rift between dimensions? Whatever had transpired, Ravenwood had shifted, revealing an unsettling truth. He was trapped in a place where reality blurred into the realms of the inexplicable. As the townsfolk cast curious glances his way, Daniel Blackwood realized that the horrors lurking within Ravenwood were far beyond his understanding. The vanishing town held secrets that defied logic, and he was a mere pawn ensnared in its sinister game. The sinister melody from the night before echoed once again, a chilling reminder that in Ravenwood, reality and nightmare intertwined in a twisted dance of darkness.
Part 3. The Unraveling Nightmare.
Daniel's heart raced erratically as the disconcerting reality of Ravenwood's transformation settled upon him. The once desolate streets were now teeming with life, yet an unsettling aura clung to the town, a sense of wrongness that whispered of hidden horrors lurking beneath the facade of normalcy. The townsfolk cast wary glances at Daniel, their gazes carrying a mixture of suspicion and fear. He attempted to approach them, seeking answers amidst their hurried movements, but they averted their eyes, evading his inquiries with nervous mutterings and hurried strides away from his presence. Resolute in his quest for truth, Daniel delved deeper into the heart of the town, navigating its winding streets in search of clues that might unravel the enigma of Ravenwood. As he ventured closer to the town square, he noticed an old, decrepit building, a forgotten library with its weather-beaten sign barely visible. Inside the library, shelves sagged under the weight of dusty tomes and ancient manuscripts. Fingers trailing along faded spines, Daniel sought answers buried within the forgotten knowledge of Ravenwood's past. With each turn of a page, he unearthed fragments of an unsettling history, the town's origins intertwined with sinister folklore, tales of eldritch rituals, and ominous prophecies foretelling a nightmarish fate for Ravenwood. One book, brittle with age, caught his attention, an illuminated manuscript detailing an ancient ritual once performed in the heart of the forest. The ritual, believed to bridge the realms between the living and the spectral, spoke of a sacrifice, an offering to appease the dark forces that haunted Ravenwood. As Daniel pored over the cryptic passages, the library plunged into an unnerving silence. The townsfolk had vanished, leaving him alone amidst the ominous whispers that seemed to emanate from the very walls of the library. A sudden realization dawned upon him, the haunting melody that echoed through the night, the warnings etched in the town, and the spectral figures that lurked in the forest. They were all part of a grim tapestry woven by the ancient ritual, a malevolent force manipulating the town and its inhabitants. Driven by a surge of determination mingled with dread, Daniel resolved to confront the heart of Ravenwood's darkness, the enigmatic stone altar nestled within the forest clearing. Returning to the woods, a haunting chill permeating the air, he navigated the labyrinth of trees, guided by the distant echoes of the eerie melody. The forest seemed to twist and contort around him, a maze designed to deter any who dared challenge its secrets. As he reached the clearing, an oppressive atmosphere weighed upon him, suffocating his breath. The stone altar loomed ominously, its ancient surface pulsating with an otherworldly energy. Shadows danced eerily around the clearing, coalescing into ghastly forms that encircled Daniel, their silent menace palpable in the air. Summoning every ounce of resolve, Daniel Blackwood approached the altar, his hands trembling as he traced the engraved symbols upon its surface. With a resolute breath, he spoke the ancient words etched in the forbidden manuscript, attempting to break the malevolent hold Ravenwood had over reality. A deafening silence followed, the forest holding its breath, as if waiting for an inevitable reckoning. Suddenly, the world seemed to shudder, reality itself quaking as the fabric of Ravenwood's twisted existence began to unravel. Spectral tendrils writhed around the altar, a cacophony of otherworldly screams filling the air, and the ground trembled beneath Daniel's feet. In a blinding flash of light, the forest convulsed, and Ravenwood vanished before his eyes, consumed by a vortex of ethereal energies. The town and its horrors dissolved into the unknown, leaving behind an empty void where once the cursed town had stood. Gasping for breath, Daniel found himself standing at the edge of the forest, the morning sun casting its gentle rays upon the clearing. The eerie silence of the woods felt different now, devoid of the malevolent presence that had plagued Ravenwood. He had escaped the town's grasp, but the chilling memories of its spectral horrors would haunt him forever, a testament to the unfathomable darkness that lurked within the vanishing town. As Daniel Blackwood retreated from the haunting woods, he knew that Ravenwood's disappearance would remain an unsolved enigma, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones among those who dared delve into the mysteries of the unknown. And in the depths of his mind, the haunting melody of Ravenwood's last night echoed, a haunting reminder of the town that vanished overnight, leaving behind only whispers of its macabre secrets and the chilling fate of those who dared to uncover its sinister truths.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more similar horror stories.